Hey, good evening. Happy Friday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Melissa Fry here in the First Alert Weather Center at Alaska's news source. And we have a lot of weather coming in here from southwest to south central into southeast. So I want you to be up to speed, giving you that first alert of these incoming impacts. So you know how to be prepared, how to stay safe, and what to expect for hopefully the rest of your holiday weekend is pretty relaxed and not trying to get around town too much. But I know a lot of people still traveling, still trying to get to and from airports in and around the state here of Alaska, and then also, of course, traveling in and out of Alaska. So I'm going to get you up to speed. If you happen to be watching on Facebook, let me know where you're watching from. If you have any questions, pop those in the comments, and I'll try and respond to those as we go. If you're watching on our live stream, on our streaming app on your television, welcome. Thank you for joining us here. For those of you that don't know, you can live stream our information here from Alaska's news source right on your television. If you have a smart TV, you can also do it, of course, on a device, a tablet, a computer, or your phone. But if you're on your TV, you just look for your apps, go to Alaska's news source, download that, it's free, and then you can find information there for when we are live and get our updates. So thank you again to everyone joining us. Hopefully you are having a great holiday weekend so far. Now, after 3 weeks of no snow here in South Central, it is back. What a change. What an interesting December. This has been one of the least snowiest Decembers that we have seen in quite some time, season to date. Before this storm, only about 14 inches. We're way below average for snowfall, but it is coming down. The flakes are so light and so fine because it is a very dry snow, because the atmosphere is just very dry above us, that those flakes are so tiny, so you can hardly even see them in our camera lens there, but it sure is accumulating on the ground. 10 degrees in Anchorage, 13 in Palmer. You can see some light snow there on the Glen Parks interchange heading into Palmer and Wasilla. We are seeing dry conditions after record snow over the weekend, not over the weekend, but over the holiday in Fairbanks. 32 below zero there currently, cold returning to the interior. And in Ketchikan, it's dry, it's cold, 19 degrees, but you do have a lot of snow and a lot of wind headed your direction. Hello to you there, Tina. Hi, Sally. Hello to you, Cindy from Big Lake. Thank you all for joining me here this evening. We're going to try and get you that forecast. So first of all, we do have first alert weather days for South Central, for Southeast, and for Southwest, both Saturday and Sunday. Now, when we issue a first alert day, that is simply our way of communicating with you that, hey, there is some significant weather headed to your community. We hope to get you that information as early as we can so that you can start preparing. So for many of you, these impacts aren't even here yet. Again, this is an early heads up that this is coming, but it is already there in place in the southwest corner of the state. We have blizzard warnings in effect, blizzard conditions for that combination of snow and wind, and you're going to see that combination in South Central and Southeast as well. Again, that is really what is causing the more hazardous conditions. So for those of you in Southwest, we're talking Bristol Bay, Kuskokwim Delta, all the way into the Aleutians, and that combination of heavy snow, 5 to 9 inches, along with those wind gusts, again, up to about 60 miles per hour. We've already seen winds today near 70 miles per hour there in St. Paul. Now for South Central, the snow has been ongoing since about noon today. That is going to stick with us overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. So 2 to 8 inches is what I want you to be prepared for. For the Anchorage Bowl, it is 3 to 5 inches for most areas, a little less as you head north into the valley. Kenai, about the same as Anchorage, right around 5 inches, but head south to Homer and to Seward, and we're looking at 1 to 2 inches for you. So the most will be in Anchorage and in Kenai. Now the winds are going to start to increase later into the weekend. We're looking at wind gusts between 40 and 80 miles per hour. High wind warnings are already in effect for those of you in Palmer and Wasilla. I know that is news that you did not want to hear. I'm sure you are completely done with wind this season. It has been a tough December when it comes to wind in the valley. It's just been a tough one. So Again, those are going to increase late Saturday into Sunday. And then for southeast, you have a lot of moisture headed your way. We're talking nearly 1 to 2 feet of snow is on the way. And we are going to see, again, a mixture of snow back to rain once we get into Sunday. So I'll break down all those details, letting you know what to expect where you are. First, the timing. Again, this area of low pressure moving right along the Gulf Coast. You can see that heavy snow still ongoing all the way through about 6:30 tomorrow morning for Unalaska, for Bristol Bay into Dillingham, coming down in Kodiak, across the Kenai Peninsula, Anchorage into the valley, moving into the Copper River Basin, and just beginning to spread into southeast. Now at this point, overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, it is still all snow. That's indicated by those purple colors on the map. As we head through the day on Saturday, we start to see that snow tapering off in south central, tapering off for those of you on the western side of the state, but really beginning to increase in southeast. Here we are Saturday at 1:30. Heavy snow from Yakutat to Juneau to Sitka, Petersburg, Ketchikan. It is still all heavy snow, but as we head through the day Saturday, we're going to see warmer air pushing into southeast, and look what happens. You see that transition from all snow, all purple, to a lot of that green mixing in. That is rain pushing into southeast. So if you can imagine 1 to 2 feet of snow followed by several inches of rain. It is going to be very sloppy, very flooding. There will likely be the chances for some flooding closer to Ketchikan, but just sloppy and messy again from that heavy snow followed by heavy rain, and then we will see some strong winds into southeast as well. So again, all impacts that you want to start preparing for now. Let's talk about snowfall totals. Outside of southeast, none of this snow is really that extreme, especially not for Alaska in December. It's the fact that it comes with the wind. But a lot of this snow is enough that you'll want to get out those shovels this weekend, want to get out. Those snow blowers and plows will likely be out and about. So you can see that snow accumulating again in Alaska. We're talking about 4 inches by 7 a.m. This is on top of what has already fallen. Another 6 inches in Cold Bay, another 4 inches in Anchorage, 1 in Kodiak, 2 in Palmer, about a half an inch there in Seward, and it's just beginning to show up in southeast where it continues. Again, 1 to 2 feet for Yakutat, Juneau, Haines, Skagway as we head into early Sunday morning. So again, then we'll see that transition to rain. Now the wind again is the other piece of this storm. We've already seen those wind gusts to nearly 70 miles per hour across the Bering Sea, out at St. Paul reaching 69 miles per hour, 61 out of Adak, 60 in Unalaska, gusts of 54 miles per hour today in Kipnuk, 56 in Bethel. So again, that wind has already been extreme here for the western side of the state, and we have high pressure there in eastern Russia just pushing into the Bering, but that low pressure further south. And what's happening is the air is just getting squeezed between the two. Now as that low pushes further to the east, we're going to also see that wind field push further to the east. So on this map, what I want you to pay attention to are those reds and purples. That is where we're seeing wind gusts between 60 and 70 miles per hour. So that's what we're seeing tonight here across the Bering Sea into Bristol Bay. But you can see as we move into the second half of the day Saturday into Sunday morning, we really start to see again those winds increasing in Palmer, in Wasilla, down Cook Inlet, north and west sides of Anchorage, downtown Anchorage, into Valdez, into Thompson Pass. Again, you're looking for those reds and purples indicating those wind gusts between 60 and 70 miles per hour. So again, it's late Saturday into Sunday that we will see that transition to heavier and stronger wind gusts for the valley and for Valdez and Thompson Pass. So tonight, again, we're still seeing dry conditions in southeast, but snow is moving in early tomorrow morning. I do expect heavy snow from Yakutat all the way to Ketchikan. Again, we're talking 1 to 2 feet of snow for Juneau, Haines, Skagway into Yakutat. High temperatures still below freezing for most of you tomorrow, with the exception of Sitka, where we'll see temperatures warming into the low 40s. So heavy snow initially, but late in the afternoon, early evening, I do anticipate that you'll transition to rain, or at least a rain-snow mix there in Sitka. Now, on top of the heavy precipitation in southeast, which is prompting those winter storm warnings, we also have the high wind, gusts to 50 miles per hour in Sitka tomorrow, 45 in Juneau, 25 in Skagway, 35 in Yakutat, also 35 there in Ketchikan. So again, strong wind coming in with this heavy snow initially and then transitioning to rain. Once we move into Sunday, Juneau south is where we'll see again mostly rain heading into Monday, which is going to continue through the first half of next week. Into the interior, we did have record snow over Christmas Eve. Ended up with about 7 inches of snow out at the airport in Fairbanks, but that is all pretty much tapered off. A little light snow in Healy into tomorrow morning in Delta Junction and in Tok. Temperatures, they warmed up briefly, but it's dropping again tonight. Temperatures back down around 30 below in Fairbanks, 22 below for your high temperature tomorrow. To the slope, very calm conditions for you, just cold, 33 below in Deadhorse, 25 below in Ukqiavik, 24 below tonight in Wainwright. Also seeing the sunshine returning to the western side of the state. Should be a beautiful Saturday for you there in Kotz at 22 below to start the day, 15 below in Nome. We will see again Unalakleet down to about 23 below, Galena down close to 40 below. Bethel, we've again seen the snow tapered off. Wind gusts will still be to about 40 miles per hour, so it's going to feel even colder than it is. And when you head south and west of Bethel, that's where you're going to run into those high winds and still seeing snow overnight tonight. We did have about 24 flight cancellations midweek because of the snow and the wind for the western side of the state. I wouldn't be surprised if we have more in the Kuskokwim Delta and Bristol Bay region or the eastern Aleutians or Alaska Peninsula tonight and tomorrow. You can see those wind gusts still to 60 miles per hour in St. Paul, 50 in Adak, 65 in Unalaska with that heavy snow coming down, snow showers in Cold Bay, and we'll still see snow through tomorrow morning in Dillingham. Now here's the forecast for South Central. Starting in Kodiak, again, it's going to be a rain-snow mix for you. Temperatures are mostly above freezing there. Pushing into Homer, snow through tomorrow morning. Watch out for those winds to 30 miles per hour. Heavier snow as you move north. Winter weather advisories are in effect near Kenai. Again, be prepared for 3 to 5 inches of snow there. Some isolated areas up to 6. Just because it's such a dry, fluffy snow, it does accumulate quick. We will see wind gusts there again in Kenai to about 35 miles per hour. Again, 1 to 2 inches of snow for Seward and for Soldotna. I do anticipate more overnight tonight in Whittier, Portage Valley up near Turnagain Pass. Valdez seeing snow showers tomorrow, and then this is where the winds start to get more extreme. Valdez wind gusts tomorrow during the day at 60 miles per hour, but that is going to increase Saturday night into Sunday morning. In Valdez, you need to be prepared for wind gusts closer to 70 miles per hour, and through Thompson Pass closer to 80 miles per hour. That is why that high wind warning is in effect. Breezy winds in the Copper River Basin. You will see snow showers developing again overnight tonight into tomorrow for Glen Allen. Be prepared for 3 to 6 inches of snow, and then heading into the valley again, light snow in Wasilla and Palmer. That's all going to taper off tomorrow morning, but we will start to see the winds ramping up in the second half of the day. Anchorage, again, snow overnight tonight through mid-morning tomorrow, and then we'll see drier conditions into the afternoon, but those winds picking up in the second half of the day. Temperatures are warming right now. They're not going to drop much overnight, but temperatures will likely fall most of the day tomorrow. So cooler air again once we get into the end of the week. So again, that first alert weather day, it is in effect Saturday and Sunday for Southwest, South Central, and Southeast because of that combination of snow and wind. And looking ahead to the rest of this week and the rest of 2025, temperatures are going to stay pretty quiet, not as extremely cold as it has been in those mid-teens during the day, back into those single digits overnight, a night or two possible below 0. We'll see chances for a little light snow New Year's Eve and then into New Year's Day, kicking off 2026 with high temperatures just barely into the double digits. For Fairbanks, you're pretty much in the clear now for snow until we get into Friday. So that is it for 2025. We can see temperatures still quite cold, 30 to 40 below most nights this week all the way through New Year's Day. So a lot of cold air settling in here across the state. So again, just reiterating those impacts in the timeline of this storm tonight. It's in Southwest that we're seeing the blizzard conditions. South Central snow starting to fall. Again, nothing too extreme when it comes to snow. It's just the first snow we've seen in 3 weeks. So again, first time we need to break out those shovels and snow blowers. On Saturday, that is when the snow arrives in southeast. That is also when the wind is going to start to increase, especially for Palmer, Valdez. That is when we'll see the highest winds moving into early Sunday morning. That's when we're looking at wind gusts between 60 and 80 miles per hour. That is also when we're going to transition from snow to rain in southeast. And then on Monday, we are going to see again that heavy rain and snow mix continuing, which, as I mentioned, continues all the way through the middle part of the week. A very wet week for those of you again into southeast. And you can see the numbers are just crazy. That's because this is not all going to be snow. This is going to transition to rain, but otherwise you can see some pretty significant impacts there. So that's a breakdown again of what you can expect when it comes to impacts from this storm. Again, that's wind is really the biggest concern. I see a lot of you are on Facebook with me on this Friday evening. Thank you for joining me, sticking with me through that long forecast. I do just want to run through some of the comments here. Hello to those of you in Unalakleet. Yeah, seeing you saw all that snow earlier this week, and now just seeing cold conditions setting in. Hello to you there in Port Hayden. From Anchorage, how much snow can we expect? Tina is wondering. 3 to 5 inches is what I'm expecting here in Anchorage. We've already picked up more than an inch, and it's going to continue tonight into tomorrow morning. Camilla watching from Phoenix. How hot is it in Phoenix tonight? I'm curious. A lot warmer than it is anywhere in the state of Alaska. Hello to you, Robert, watching from East Anchorage. I see Gamble and Huna. Tyonik, hello to all of you joining us. St. Lawrence Island, you've had some wind there tonight, I know. From Brazil, also warmer conditions in Brazil. Hearing from Myrtle Beach, hello to you also. I'm sure much warmer than what we are seeing here. So thank you again to everyone for chiming in. As always, if you don't have the First Alert Weather app, it's a free download. I like to keep it right here on my phone. It gives you live radar, gives you all the weather alerts, gives you the pinpoint forecast for your location right now on there. If you go there, you can see there's that special weather statement for the wind and for the snow that we have here in Anchorage that is affecting J-Bear, downtown Anchorage, Government Hill, all the way into the west side of Anchorage. So First Alert Weather app, it's a free download. Just search Alaska's news source, Alaska's weather source, and you'll find it for free there in the App Store. Otherwise, all the information available here at alaskasnewssource.com and on our streaming apps. And we'll be live here tonight. Jackie Purcell will be in for the 10 o'clock news tonight with the latest on this storm and what you can expect from those alerts heading into this weekend. Do hope that you all have a safe rest of your holiday weekend. I hope that you continue to, again, just enjoy time with friends and family. Hopefully it has been enjoyable and safe and peaceful so far. And I'll be the first to wish you a happy new year. It's coming soon.